I was first introduced to Oscar Keene by ArtsFred a couple of years ago. As a graduate, his collection was striking and consisted of a combination of digital and physical pieces. In 2022, we asked Oscar to work with B&V to support the creation of NFTs for Jack Irving. Since then, I have followed his work and invited him to showcase at this season's on-off This Is For Real London Fashion Week show.
I think I'd been working on this collection idea before Lee contacted me for the on-off showcase. And I think what I was trying to explore was a way to sort of merge the techniques of like the hand in design, of fashion design, creating fabrics, creating like prints with my hand and using like tailoring techniques and then transferring that into the digital space. So that was sort of what I was exploring initially. And I made sort of like a ready-to-wear collection, trying to explore also like the boundary between like digital fashion and luxury fashion and wearable fashion. And then I had this opportunity with On Off Showcase to create this sort of like much bigger conceptual, grander idea. So I just sort of wanted to turn up what I'd done already. I mean, the digital fashion is really interesting in the sense that like when you're designing digitally, you reduce the amount of waste that you produce in the creation of a collection. So like in terms of toiling and like creating like calico toiles, like the waste involved in that is reduced so significantly because I toile digitally. And so all the shapes and all the measurements that I create in the digital space, I transfer to the physical. And I shortcut a lot of like material waste. And also, I think, like I said before, like having, I think bringing all of the techniques that you are taught as a fashion designer, as a physical fashion designer, and bringing them into the digital space to do with creating like hand-drawn fabrics and all of that sort of stuff. The presence of the hand is really important to me, and I think that that's what's really exciting going forward with digital fashion. Does I think, especially with the stuff that I'm doing right now, I think what I'm so interested by is the clash of two worlds. So obviously we have the word phygital, so it's like the idea digital and physical merging together. And I think it's the same with like my hand-drawn fabric and my hand-drawn pattern. I'm trying to implant it into this super artificial space. Um, and also the actual materials that I use, like I use like a silk satin in real life, and then I clashed it with this really, really plastic artificial PVC. And I also have these really slinky shapes, these really beautiful curvaceous shapes. And then I have these really, really sharp, rigid plastic like protrusions in PVC. So I think what I'm trying to do is sort of explore horizons merging and often horizons clashing. And because I think that the physical and digital space, it's not fully formed yet. We haven't fully understood why we're doing what we're doing. Um, and maybe my collection reflects that, honestly. I think what I've been trying to explore and what I want to continue exploring is just it's I was trying to think about it when I saw that question where I was like, in terms of creating fashion, I was given a set of tools. I was taught a set of tools to realize ideas. So I created these fashion objects. And in the digital space, I've been creating fashion objects and then sort of expanding on the conceptual foundation and the conceptual narrative behind the collection. And I think what's so exciting about creating work digitally is that you can explore ideas and they don't have to be confined to the parameters of a fashion garment. I think going forward, I think that multidisciplinarity and interdisciplinarity is going to be really, really interesting. Um, yeah, in the digital space, it's like merging like music, art, fashion, commerce. I think all of those things are going to combine increasingly, and I think that's really interesting.